Good afternoon. Welcome to the Michael Player Show right here on IRLoneStar.com. Conroe's Internet Radio, the community radio serving the Internet, of course, and worldwide. You can hear us anywhere you get the Internet connection. Of course, you know that because if you're listening now, you're definitely connected in somehow, form, or fashion to the Internet, and we thank you so much for joining us. I have got a kind of, up and down, helter-skelter type show. I've got some things to talk about, and we've got events. Of course, we always have the Sound Bites News Gig Guide, and that's really what the show is about. What my show is really geared to do is to promote live music, to promote musicians, and to promote the venues in which they perform at. Myself, I'm a singer-songwriter based right here in Montgomery County, Texas. You can listen to the material that I've produced on iTunes, and you can also see and listen to it on the internet on michaelplayermusic.com. And, of course, from the get-go, Soundbites News has been one of our most faithful sponsors, and we'd like to thank them very much. We do the gig guide here every time I do a show. The Soundbites News gig guide comes up, usually at the end of the show, but it's going to tell you a local rundown of all of the places that you can go and see, hear these people play, and patronize these places, because without that, we're kind of on a precipice when it comes to the music industry, because what's going to happen is, what a lot of people are forecasting is that the smaller musicians are going to be ones on the fringe. They're going to be ones that not be able to create their art, and they're going to have more everybody's interests are going to go to the top dogs in the music industry. So you're basically, it's kind of like when Rockefeller and Morgan Chase, and all those guys kind of consolidated what they did all into one. Because they were so big, they were able to buy up or make it difficult for the other people to produce what they produce or to create a business. So we're in a state of flux in the music industry, but we talk about that. We talk about what the music industry is all about, and we let you know where people are playing. That's the most number one thing. Is I've had great guests on here. My very first guest was Sawdust Road. And if you've never heard Sawdust Road, they're a band. I think there's 6 individuals in their band. Mary Michelle is the lead singer, and her voice is angelic, to say the least. And she's backed by some of the most professional musicians that you're going to find anywhere in Houston. It's Sawdust Road. Google them and patron their music, buy their music, and go see their shows. You will definitely be thankful that you did, and you'll definitely be entertained. That's Sawdust Road. Some of the other guests have included Miss Hillary Moore, who recently won Montgomery's Got Talent a couple of weekends ago. She won first place and won a $1,000 prize. And she was in here, she wasn't in here, but she was on the phone last week before she performed at the Art Fest, which I performed at on Sunday. So, we promote each other, and we celebrate what each other does, the accomplishments and the work that we've all put in to do what we do. It's hard work, and I like to tell as many people as I know about it, because even if you sung the best song or wrote the best song, if no one knows about it, it's not making your community better. So we struggle, and we try to find avenues of doing this. Miss Summer Ashley, she's one of the artists we featured on the Michael Player Show. And to go back through the archives, definitely check out IRLoneStar.com. She's been archived, and she's has some video that we've done on Facebook that has been promoted there. So Facebook and social media are helping us so much too. So go to Facebook, search the Michael Player Show, and find out exactly what's been going on with the Michael Player Show. We'd like to say thank you to our other sponsors. They are Lucky 7 Bail Bonds from right here in Conroe, Texas. The Wells brothers operate that fine establishment. They keep everything very, very hush-hush, because they know that people get in trouble. They need help. They need to get the keys to the jail, and that's what they've got them. Give them a call at 936-760-7777. That's Lucky 7 Bail Bonds. They'd be glad to help you out in any way they can. They're located over there on 1st Street, not far from the Justice Center. They are a bail bond service. Lucky 7 Bail Bonds. Definitely Google them or get the number once again, 936-760-7777. And PVW Lawn Services, providing landscape needs throughout Montgomery County and the area. Give Vance a call at 936-856-8655. Be glad to help you out. Commercial and residential, they are insured and bonded. That's PVW Landscape Services. Once again, so thankful that you can be involved in the show, and you're listening, and we appreciate your support and you supporting our sponsors. That's where everything goes in the circle and makes the world go round. I work for PVW Services 1 day a week, and there's a lot of things you learn. Forrest Gump one of the images I have from that movie is Forrest Gump riding that Snapper lawnmower. And, there's a little bit of a cathartic energy that goes on when you're just mowing grass. You breathe the air, you smell the fresh cut grass, you get the sun on your skin. Of course, you're going to get a little dirty. You're going to smell the exhaust and the gasoline and those things of being outside. People have been cutting grass as long as they've had the technology to cut grass, and even before then, they like to keep their yards clean with a tool that my father once showed me how to use called a yo-yo. And or a sickle would actually do a better job too, but a yo-yo is what we used in the ditch, and it had two-edged blades, and we'd go through the ditch and we'd swing it down, and it's kind of dangerous. You had to use, you needed to wear boots definitely, and then some people that use them a lot use shin guards, because if they hit a rock and they ricochet off of your swing, they can come back and catch you in the shin, and they're gonna definitely get into your flesh and your bone there. But that's how people used to keep their yards mowed and cut down. And now we have so much great technology. But I want to share a little bit of philosophy. I don't normally wax philosophical here on the show, but I was curious, and this what got this started was as I'm working for Vance and I'm mowing the grass. There's these two heavy riders that he has. They're ZTR, they're zero-turn mowers. They probably weigh about I would guess 700 pounds, 600 pounds, and we drive those through. A lot of the places we drive them through are muddy and soggy, and we get them stuck. I get them stuck every once in a while in ditches, and then there's a couple of places that we mow that are houses on the lake, and sometimes the lake was up a couple of weeks ago, and the water and the rain, it gets kind of soggy, so I get stuck. And I'd get stuck, and he'd say, you got greedy. And that was his response to me getting stuck, is that I got greedy. And I thought, that's kind of curious to look at it that way. And then in the same time frame that my boss would tell me I'd get greedy when I get the lawnmower stuck, I read something on Facebook that said the money is the root of all evil. And I had to go back and look at that. I think it's quoting Timothy, but money is not the root of all evil. Greed is the root of all evil, because if you look at Timothy, it says the love of money is the root of all evil. Now, what is greed? Greed is the love of money. So, looking back philosophical, all the things that are wrong in the world come back to one point, and that's that we have a love of something that we have to desire. Now, what desire are we quenching? We're quenching our own personal desires. In a way, it's like I wanted to mow the grass, even in a place where it was probably not the safest part to run the lawnmower, but to get the grass cut, it was going to save me time. And I'm thinking about who? Who am I thinking when I do that? I'm thinking of yours truly. I'm thinking of myself. So when we continue to think of ourselves, we are greedy, and we do not enhance our community. We don't do our families any good. We don't do we don't improve our surroundings. By thinking of ourselves continuously, we don't improve of our surroundings. So that's because we're greed. How did Satan fall? The Bible, if you read it, it says that Satan was once an angel. Satan once worshiped God, but he began to think of himself. Why would I serve in heaven when I can rule somewhere else? And we honor these things in our society. We do honor these things. We honor fast cars, fancy buildings, nice clothes. We honor people who have made lots of money, and we honor this, and we hold this in high respect, and that becomes what our focus is. And so it's kind of hard to say what's right and what's wrong when it comes to success. Are you successful at the behest of other people? Are you successful because you took money from someone? Are you successful because you made money? And making and taking money is two different things. Making money is what the mint does. The other day on Facebook, somebody says, how are we to be so $1 trillion in debt, able to loan out and give money to all the other countries of the world? How does that even happen? Well, it happens because we print our own money, because our economy is based on greed. Like Gordon Gekko said in the movie Wall Street, greed, for lack of a better word, is a good thing. And the one thing that we know about evil is that the greatest lie that evil ever told was to say that he don't exist. So to take something that is greed as evil, I think we can all identify that greed is evil. But to take that and to turn it around and say greed is good, well, that's a lie. And we've been falling for the same lies for a long, long time. So there's my philosophical waxed philosophical there, Producer Dick. So I don't ever get a lot of that out. Sometimes it's cathartic to have your own radio show. If you disagree with anything I say, well, by all means, even if you agree, post on Facebook. Let me know what you're thinking of the show. Call into the show, 936-647-3776. We'll be glad to put you on and talk a little bit about philosophical disadvantages or advantages of being philosophical. Some people don't even give a rat's patootie. They just go on to work and punch a clock. But me, I've taken a break from the world of what you would call a traditional job, and I have now been an artist. I try to be a singer-songwriter and let people know about what I create and what other artists create in the area. We've got Joey Wells. We're going to get him on the phone here in the next segment. Stick around. We've got more show coming to you. Thank you to our sponsors. Please patron them and talk to me later, okay? Hit me up on Facebook. Michael Player Show coming right back.
I'm Lieutenant Bob Berry with the Conroe Police Department, reminding you that texting and talking on the phone while driving are not only dangerous, but also illegal in school zones and other posted areas. Drive safely and alert.
Hello, I'm Bonita DeRosa, Animal Control Officer for the City of Willis. We invite you to tune in to Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. for the Willis Hour. On the first Thursday of the month, the Willis Hour will be covering upcoming events and news about the city. Join in the conversation with your city officials and other leaders in the community. On the third, we will be doing a recap of the last city council meeting. The mission of the City of Willis is to provide high-quality services, accountability, and professional commitment to our citizens. We pledge to provide those who live, work, and visit our city an effective government that is open and responsive to the needs and values of the community. Again, we invite you to tune in on Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 for the Willis Hour.
SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County is a 501c3 all-volunteer-based rescue and adoption organization with a no-kill policy for healthy and adoptable animals. Our goals are fourfold: to rescue and rehabilitate homeless animals, to provide a safe haven for the animals until a suitable adoption or foster care home is found or until they are reunited with their owner, to educate the public about the great need to reduce pet population, which includes the importance of having their pets spayed and neutered, and to further the cause for humane and responsible pet ownership, and to provide a low-cost spay-neuter clinic for people who are unable to afford to spay or neuter their pets otherwise. SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County encourages you to think adoption first. You can contact us at www.spcaofmc.com.
And we're back, the Michael Player Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. That bit right there is called Lonesome in Texas. It's one of my single releases, and it's the title track to my debut CD, Lonesome in Texas. You can get that on iTunes or anywhere digital music is sold. You can also get it on the website, michaelplayermusic.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you to our sponsors, soundbitesnews.com. Go to them for all the information on your entertainment needs in the local area. PVW Lawn Services, Google them. They're a local landscaper providing all of your landscaping needs here in Montgomery County. And Lucky 7 Bail Bonds, you can give them a call at 936-760-7777. When you get in trouble, you know, they're the ones that got the keys to the jail. And I think we've got Joey Wells, one of the proprietors of Lucky 7 Bail Bonds, on the phone with us. You there, Joey?
I'm here, Mike. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. How has the bail bonds business been?
Man, it never slows down.
Well, you know, I think we had a conversation not long ago about how I believe that technology, law enforcement has been utilizing technology to actually incarcerate more people nowadays.
I would probably say so. Most notably, it comes to mind when folks are driving with invalid licenses. the officers have the computers in their cars, and they can run your license. They can tell all kinds of stuff now from what I'm hearing. They can tell if your license is valid. Of course, they can tell if you have current valid insurance and all that kind of stuff, whether they pull you over and actually see a physical insurance card or not. They can tell if you're driving with financial responsibility or not.
That's pretty cool.
You know?
Now, some of our listeners, if they're in question whether they have run afoul of the law, do they have? Can they call you and they can they get that kind of information?
What now? What are you saying?
Like if someone's out there just listening, one of our listeners says, you know what, I think I've got some unpaid parking tickets, or I've got some toll. I don't want to run around with warrants. Can they call you and kind of check their own?
Yeah, all the time. We get people calling all the time. We do, free warrant checks and things like that. And you can look up, or we can look up traffic stuff, municipal things, or just regular criminal warrants.
My producer's looking at me and he's like, "Man, have them check my background. I might have some warrants. I need to check."
Have them call me when we get off the
phone. All right, we'll do that. We'll follow up on that. But that is one of the services that bail bonds provide, and people that are always kind of involved in certain different things, they kind of want to make sure that, hey, I got a vacation coming up. I don't want to get arrested before my vacation, that sort of thing.
Yeah, we get that a lot. And it's funny. One thing we do get a lot of times is we get. I'll get a guy calling me up saying, "Hey, can you look to see if if my friend has a warrant?"
Yeah.
I have. Is this for you or your friend? It's for my friend.
I've got this friend that was pulled over the other day, and he had a bunch of sex toys in the back seat of his car, and is having more. That was old funny. I used to be a peace officer, but there used to be a law saying you can have one sex toy, but if you had 3 sex toys, you're in possession of pornography. And so we used to joke like, well, how many sex toys were there in possession of? And it was a long story. It was an inside joke. I'm sorry, but now one of the reasons, like you're a musician, and Joey, I don't bring Joey on the show just because he's one of the sponsors, and his brother Greg Wills with Lucky 7 Bail Bonds are one of the sponsors. But Joey is an excellent, accomplished musician in the area. He's a guitar player, and he's got a lot of things going on musically in the area. I learned. I met Joey through having him come play lead guitar for me, and a lot of the stuff that I did early in the years. It's been a while since we've done a gig together. That's a couple of weeks, but we played at the Worst House in Lake Jackson a couple of weeks ago, and that was a good time. I think that was like on a Friday night. That was the time where it took 4 hours to get from Willis to Lake Jackson. And once we got to the top part, I'd say just inside the Beltway, we were in stop-and-go traffic all the way till Pearland, pretty much.
I think we were wondering how long it was actually going to take for that trip, and it was a long one.
Yeah, sure. It was one. Now, Tesla has an autopilot car now. Have you seen this on the news?
I think I heard about it.
Well,
maybe I heard about it a while ago. I heard that the autopilot feature was still in the works, but this was a while ago, so I haven't.
Well, recently they now have a car. Tesla now has a car that drives itself, and they have video of it and everything. And it's crazy that I can't bring myself to have that much trust in a computer, an automobile driving itself. But if I'm stuck in stop and go traffic like I was that day, I would gladly turn the autopilot on that in that case and just sit back and take a nap.
I don't mean to interrupt you.
No.
My wife and I just bought a new car for her, and it's got the backup camera.
Yeah.
And whenever we're driving around in the car, she's driving it, and she'll back up, and she still turns around in her seat and looks behind her. And I said, well, why don't you just use the camera? She said, well, I don't really know if I trust her or not. And I'm thinking, you're sitting there talking about how I feel at least, like I'm not sure that I would trust a car to drive itself, but I'm thinking my wife won't even trust the backup camera in our own driveway.
You believe you believe nothing you hear and only half of what you see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, is the camera really going to lie? Is the camera going to lie?
I don't know. It's does the camera lie?
There's not if in the camera, if there's not a trash can in the middle of your driveway in the camera, what makes you think it's really going to be there? if you turn around and look for yourself.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I would be the dummy that backs right into something, looking at it in the camera. That's. But if I turn, I'm kind of siding with your wife, because I still want to turn around and look, because I know what I'm looking at is real. But if I look at the camera, I don't know that, I would still back into something thinking, well, it didn't look like it was that close,
Sure, but I think we're also used to turning around and looking anyway, and it kind of makes me wonder, later generations on down the line, are they even going to think about looking, turning around and looking behind us? They're just going to go by what the camera says.
Yeah.
It's kind of like trusting everything you see on the internet.
Yeah.
Instead of looking it up and verifying for yourself, kids nowadays are just going to go, oh, well, heck, it's on the internet. It must be true.
It must be true. I saw it on Facebook. Used to, they said I saw it on TV. And
I'm pretty sure you can't put things on Facebook unless they're true.
Yeah, you can't. They will. The Facebook police will track you down.
Right.
I have found that Facebook has just become the bathroom wall of society.
Absolutely.
And why? One time I mentioned something as a child. I said, I mentioned something that was on the bathroom wall to my mother, and she said, her response, I'll never forget, the reason they put that on the wall is to have you talk about it.
Sure.
It didn't make any, it doesn't make your situation better. Like, it should be something good. Like, one of my favorite things about the city of Houston is when you drive on 45 underneath one of those overpasses, it says, be someone. Mm-hmm. And so that's, in essence, that somebody's actually making their community better by putting a message in their mind that's positive, whereas there's so much on Facebook that's negative. How much is on
true,
negative?
But the neat thing about Facebook is now you can get on there and you can read what everybody's thinking. You can see what everybody's eating.
Yep.
You can see how everybody feels about everything. And personally, I don't necessarily take pictures of every meal that I eat and show it off to everybody.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people who feel that way. I also choose not to get on Facebook and air out all my dirty laundry, and talk about all the things that make me mad or all the things that make me happy or all that kind of stuff. I kind of like to put funny things on there, just random comments, but I'm not going to start, picking fights with people and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's kind of immature.
There are lots of people who do,
Well, and I kind of walk a line in that. I think that there's certain things that need to be said that I feel like I got to get this off my chest, and I want some people to know how I'm feeling. And, and as a musician, I think that when people see that you're kind of like they are, and we all go through the same struggles, and having to do this for a living, you have your ups and downs, you have your good days and your bad days, just like everybody else in the bail bonds industry or someone who's a nurse at a hospital. We have our good days and bad days, and it is somewhat cathartic to let that out and to kind of vent. But there will be days where I don't, and I typically agree with your philosophy where I'm not going to let people know everything that I feel, or every good place I go, or every show I see, or every meal I eat. But at the same time, when people are, they do kind of wonder what you're doing. They want to know what's up. I know more about what my family does now through Facebook than by calling them on the phone, because we're the kind of people who's like, "Hey, what's going on? Nothing. What'd you do today? Nothing." But that's not what your Facebook feed said. You went to what is that place? Have you ever been to the place where they dress up in medieval times? Have you been to that? Are you familiar with this thing?
I'm familiar with it, but I think I saw it in a movie.
It's the most awesome thing. It's like WWE meets Renaissance Festival. And I would encourage you to go, but I see people go to these things. They put it on Facebook. Hey, we went to medieval times, and they got the jousting and the horse riding and the sword fight and the tricks and the jumps and all these things, and it's amazing, So there's a free shout out to medieval times. All my millions of listeners that are listening right now. But definitely go on web and find out what we're talking about. But yeah, I mean, I keep up with people based on Facebook, and there are some overposters and there are some underposters. But I think law enforcement is using Facebook to find out what people are doing. I think law enforcement's using people's cell phone records to find out exactly where they are, and they have an alibi. Well, their alibi doesn't fit because your cell phone pinged off of this tower that's in Atlanta, Texas, instead of in Dallas, Texas, where you said you were. So.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, come on.
This is kind of off that subject, back onto something else. As far as letting everybody know how you feel about everything.
Yeah.
As a performer, as an entertainer, do you ever feel more at liberty to, or at least more comfortable, saying what you feel when you're in front of a microphone? Kind of like if you're up on the stage, you can say anything you want with a microphone in your face.
Yeah. Well,
because I've run into a lot of people who say that they feel like they're almost bulletproof when they're on stage in front of a microphone, but when they get off the stage, they kind of get a little close-lipped about their true feelings about things.
I think you're right. I think that people go into performer mode, and one thing about people who are successful performers, it's kind of like successful athletes and successful bass fishermen. They only do the things that work. Right. So they hone their craft and their show, and they say the things they want the audience to know about them, and they say the things that get positive responses from the audience. Because that becomes their job, and for them to continue on their living, they have to be entertaining. And then after the show, they may not, they don't want to do interviews. They don't want to talk to people that they might have a problem talking personally to their fans, because there's a persona, and then there's the person. There's the id, and there's the ego. And so I'm kind of not that way. I'm kind of the same on stage as off stage. And there will be shows, or I'll say a show, I will do a performance, and it will stink. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, nobody's reacting. The song, something's not coming over. I'm not communicating with them, and I regret those kind of things. But I do those things. I kind of keep a mental record of what I did and what I didn't do, and how it needs to go. A lot of my best shows are shows where the audience is giving me feedback. So then that show can kind of get out of hand. Because it might not be, I might say something in front of a microphone that probably ain't the best thing to say, but because I was feeling where the crowd was going and what, we were just in it together, and so it'd be like in church. If you went to a church and nobody did anything, nobody said amen, nobody sung, nobody nodded their head, nobody was acting even like they were listening, you would think, well, I don't want to go to that church. That church is dead. It doesn't have the Spirit. But if you went to a show, and you would say, man, everybody's in this. The crowd is in it. It's like a real thing. It's an event. But, that's the way I feel about it. We've got Joey Wells, Lucky 7. Joey, hey, could you stick around with us? Let's talk music on the next. Have you got another 15 minutes, man?
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it. We're going to go to break. We're going to cover some of our other sponsors and let you know about some events. But you're listening to the Michael Player Show. We've got Joey Wells live. He'll come back, and we'll do some more talk about the local music scene. What do you say? Thank you for tuning in. Michael Player Show.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids removed from their home because of abuse and neglect, and we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
Tune in every Sunday night right here on Lone Star Internet Radio for adventure, romance, thrills, chills, and everything vintage radio drama can bring. The Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour comes to you every Sunday at 7 p.m. with brand new episodes monthly. Our productions always feature actors, music, and sound effects performed completely live. And now you can enjoy seeing each new episode performed on stage at the Owen Theater in Conroe. Check out www.irlonestar.com for information about upcoming episodes. Relive the glory days of vintage radio drama right here with the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Have a legal question? Are you a resident of Montgomery County? Call 281-645-6344 to talk to a volunteer attorney from the Woodlands Bar Association. We answer the phones on the first Monday of every month at 281-645-6344 from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to provide general legal information and information about legal resources to Montgomery County residents.
And we're back with the Michael Player Show. Thank you for tuning in. We'll say hi to our sponsors once again, soundbitesnews.com. Go to for all your entertainment needs. Go to soundbitesnews.com. Tells you a lot about what's going on socially. You can go play some pool tournaments, some dart tournaments, cornhole tournaments, where the latest crawfish boils are. Of course, we're in the peak of crawfish season right here in southeast Texas, so we're glad to hear about that on soundbitesnews.com. You can go to the Google and look up PVW Lawn Services. They're going to solve all your landscape problems. Or give them a call at 936-856-8655, and they'll be glad to help you out with any questions you may have about landscaping. Also, Lucky 7 Bail Bonds. They're going to help you out get out of jail. That's what they're going to help you out with. They've got the keys to the deal, Greg and Joey Wells, with Lucky 7 Bail Bonds at 936-760-7777. Joey Wells is on the phone with us, and we spent a little bit of time talking in this previous segment about, basically whatever came to our mind, but, law enforcement and the bail bonds business and how it works and what services bail bondsmen provide. And then we kind of started touching about music, man, and tell you what, I'm really glad that Joey called in, glad he's still on the line with us. How you doing, Joey?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
Well, I'm excellent. Thank you for calling in. Joey's one of the best guitar players that you're going to find anywhere in the area. He's got lots of projects going on. On top of being a bail bondsman, he plays bass in the Cadillac Blues Band. He is a guitar player for the Lime Traders, who have been on the show before. And let me tell you something. If you've never heard the Lime Traders, then you're missing out. Please go to Google and check out the Lime Traders, an excellent local band. Now, you've also got something coming up on this weekend at the Montgomery County Fair.
I do. Playing out there Saturday night with a fellow lime trader, Wade Tanner, and a good friend of mine named Jared Hyde, local guy. And we're just doing kind of a little three-piece thing. It's not a full band, and playing out there at one of the booths. And look, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I haven't even found out yet the name of the team that we're playing for. I just don't remember. I don't know. So,
those things,
I'll find out in the next day or two.
They don't always stick out. I know the name of the tent that I always perform on because it's unforgettable. It's the Creekwater Cookers. But they always get a different number, and that's really the number that they put on. They don't always put the title of the tent on the tent. And now they said there's been a new rule that you can't put any advertising on the outside of the tent thing anymore.
I heard that. In
so
fact, I just thought of it. I think we're playing. I think it's number 49 that we're playing, but I still don't know the name of the tent or the name of the cooking team.
Right.
I don't know, but I think it's tent or booth number 49, I believe. So, but if you get around that area and you want to hear some music, you get around there, you hear some folks playing and singing and stuff. It might be us, and if you're close to that number, just look around and you'll see Wade's loud voice, and you'll hear Wade's loud voice. You'll hear me playing something, and you'll know you found it.
Right on. Well, I know you and I played with Jared Hyde years ago, and Jared's got a great voice.
That's where you and I first met.
Yeah, I believe you're right. You're right. That must have been 2007?
Probably something like that.
Yeah. Well, the good times have flown by. And so you're going to be out there doing it. Are you going to be singing some of your songs?
Man, I don't know. I haven't really talked to the other guys about it much. Normally, whenever I play with them, I'm just kind of playing the lead guitar part over them singing songs. But I usually am known to do a few songs on my own. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna be singing all night, but I'll be playing a few. Yeah, for sure.
Well, has your music been released? I know you've been working on a project for a long time, and I've heard some of the scratch, and I've really enjoyed that. What's the situation with what you've got?
Man, recording takes longer than I think folks who don't record or write or sing music or anything like that. I think that folks don't really realize the problems that can arise with recording a record and things that can prolong the project and everything. And this record is a long time in the works, but it's in its finishing stages, we think. But it's going to be 10 songs, 5 of which I wrote, 5 of which I did not, but I really like them. And I've got some great musicians playing on it with me. And as far as a release date, man, I don't know. What is this, April? I'm hoping for maybe June or July, something like that.
Right on.
We don't really know for sure, but the Lime Traders, since you mentioned them before, we've got a CD out. I have actually joined the band since they recorded that CD, so I did not play on that CD, but it's a great CD. I really like it. Cadillac Blues Band is playing everywhere all the time. They're a house band at the House of Blues in downtown Houston. I play there with them a lot. they've got stuff all over the place. Lime traders are all over the place. I try to be all over the place and live at the bail bond office all at the same time, you know.
Awesome.
But yeah, things are busy, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to this weekend of music. I will be Thursday at Fulster Country Club, and I will be Friday at the cook-off, one of the cook-off teams that I've always played for, the Creekwater Cookers, on Friday. And then Saturday, I will be, where will I be Saturday? I will be at a crawfish boil at a resort on Lake Conroe called Thousand Trails. And I'm telling you something, I am already ready for crawfish. I've had crawfish once. Are you a crawfish fan, man?
I am, and I haven't had it this year at all. I tell you what, I was never really just super into crawfish, but then when my wife and I were dating, she lived in Houston and I lived here in Conroe, and we would meet up kind of halfway somewhere 2 or 3 times a week, and for some reason we just always ended up eating crawfish. That really got me into it, but that's been a couple of years now. We've had it one time at the early part of this season, and it just, I don't know, it was kind of lackluster. So I'm looking forward to getting out and having some real good crawfish here now that the season is in full bloom.
Well, go on Facebook and check out Joey Wells and definitely friend the Lime Traders, and check out Joey. He'll be at Tent 49 at this coming Saturday, correct? It's Saturday with Jared Hyde and who else? Wade Tanner. Jared and Wade and Joey Wells. So it's always a tent. You'll know the tent because it'll have the most best-looking women there. Every time I've ever seen your tent and walked by Jared Hyde, Wade Tanner, and Joey Wells, it has been an attractive young bevy of maidens there gathered around the stage there watching y'all play. I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all pull it off, man.
I can't say that that's my fault. I can't say that I'm the one who draws them in, but they definitely come around. I think it's Wade. I think it's Wade's fault.
Could be Wade. Well, thanks for calling in, Joey. Check out Lucky 7 Bail Bonds. If you or someone you know is in trouble, give them a call on 936-760-7777. Thank you for calling in, Joey.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate it. Now we're going to do a little segment here. It's going to be brand new. I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this segment. This is called Michael Reads Facebook. Dun, 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 dun. Michael Reads Facebook. Michael Reads Facebook. First one on my feed is our church has sold the van. The church van sold today. It was 2002, and my music minister Vance Whitmore puts on here, "Thanks for the memories." Man, that's pretty cool. And it's got a picture of it. You know, and it looks like one of those vans that. Did you go to church camp? I mean, did you go off and get excited because you're in the middle of the summer and you're going to go to church camp because you're going to go swimming, you're going to go on zip lines and things like that. And this is the quintessential looking church van that you would get in and go to some of these camps. A lot of people had a lot of good memories in there. For the church van. So next in the feed is, this is funny. Have you seen this on Facebook? It's I guess it's it's a commentary on some of the offense that these national or these major league teams have put on minorities. This is a play of the Cleveland Indians mascot. Instead of Indians, it's written Caucasians, and then it has a white guy with a $sign stuck in the back of his hair, and the big teeth like the Cleveland Indian, and it's called the Caucasian. So you can get that T-shirt now. It's available by clicking on just go to Google and click on Caucasians T-shirt, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And Miss Summer Ashley, next in my feed, Summer Ashley quotes, "Your hair looks like cotton candy. Not quite sure how to take that." Well, I'm going to tell you something. If you know Summer Ashley, that's a compliment all the way. Now, I don't think that Summer has dyed her hair pink, but her hair is definitely a quintessential. It's a raiment to her look. And so Summer Ashley, they're quoting about her hair. Summer Ashley, I think I just read something that Summer Ashley is going to be at the Red Brick. So I'm going to follow up with that and definitely put her on the gig guide. Summer Ashley is going to be at the Red Brick on Friday or Saturday. Don't know yet. The next thing is from my cousin. Pizza Hut has some kind of gag going on. Pizza Hut, who's hungry? And then it says, buy a large pizza, get a free side. View the website for the free side. And then evidently it's a big shenanigans there. They're not really giving away free sides. And here's the next one. It's funny that I have a lot of things in my Facebook feed that is related to music, Fredericksburg. I know a lot of people from this area go to Fredericksburg and do some touristy type things and do the arts and the antiques that are there in Fredericksburg. They have now passed a law. There is no more live music outdoors in Fredericksburg. So a lot of musicians up in arms of them. The mayor has brought that about. So do more, search a little bit more on Facebook to find out what the situation is there at Fredericksburg. But it looks like they're going to lose their live music outdoor free privileges there in Fredericksburg. But I'll follow out with some more information. That's Michael Reed's Facebook. The first time that's ever been done. He's looking at me like, it didn't do so bad. We need a bed. We need some music to bring it up. We need to build it up. Michael Reed's Facebook, because a lot of funny things on Facebook. You're listening to the Michael Player Show. Come on back. We got the SoundBitesNews.com gig guide. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, this is BJ Orner from Montgomery County Performing Arts Society. I'm here to remind you to get your tickets now for all the upcoming events that McPass has to offer. All shows will be held at the beautiful Crichton Theater in downtown Conroe. Call 936-441-7469 for your tickets today, or go to our website, www.mcpass.org, for more information. Hope to see you at the show.
Hi folks, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and I want to invite you to join me every Saturday morning right here on Lone Star Internet Radio from 8 to 9 for Outdoors with Luke Clayton and Friends. Bill Dance is a frequent guest. Larry Weisser and Mr. Whitetail is on the show every week. We talk a lot of hunting and fishing and generally have a good time. So remember, every Saturday morning, 8 to 9, right here on Lone Star Internet Radio.
I'm Lieutenant Bob Berry with the Conroe Police Department, reminding you that drinking and driving do not mix. Drinking and driving causes an alcohol-related fatality every hour in the United States. Stay sober and stay alive.
If you are looking to start a career, you can start your professional life in the U.S. Army. I am Staff Sergeant Stephen Jackson. My fellow soldiers and I can talk with you about learning high-tech skills in electronics and computers as a soldier. Interested in the medical field? The Army has skilled medical and dental jobs that set you up for future success. Come visit us at 2109 West Davis Street, directly behind the Whataburger on Highway 105. Or give us a call at 936-756-7002.
Howdy, folks. Cable Smith, host of the Lone Star Outdoors Show, inviting you to join me Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 on Lone Star Internet Radio for Texas' premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor talk show. So pour yourself another cup of coffee and pull up that stool a little closer to the old campfire, because if you can catch it or kill it in Texas, we're going to talk about it. That's right. Bucks and ducks, gobblers, monster bass, redfish, trout, and a whole lot more. Plus, you never know what outdoor celebrity is going to drop by, from Phil the Duck Commander Robertson to fishing legend Bill Dance or everybody's favorite uncle Ted Nugent. Heck, we might even mix in an interview and hear some brand spanking new Texas music from one of your favorite Texas musicians like Robert Earl Keen, Brandon Ryder, or the honky-tonk kid himself, Aaron Watson. Loved or hated but never ignored, it's the Lone Star Outdoors Show with me, Cable Smith, Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 right here on Lone Star Internet Radio on irlonestar.com.
And we're back at the Michael Player Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. In just a few minutes, we got Rick the Reluctant Cowboy coming in with the best of country music all the way till 7 o'clock, where Mr. Wayne Michaels takes over with Lone Star Country Nights. And I'm just proud to work here. Hey, I'm just glad they give me an hour a day every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to come in and do what I do and to talk what I talk and bring guys like Joey Wells in there and give shouts out to our good sponsors like the folks at SoundBitesNews.com. They're giving you all your entertainment news. Go to SoundBitesNews.com and find out what's going on in the area. And to services like PVW Lawn Services at 856-8655. Give them a call, and they'll help you out with cutting your grass and doing other things, of course. Cutting things is what they do for a living. PVW Lawn Services. Lucky 7 bail bonds right there at your services when you run into some legal problems, or you might know somebody that is in legal problems. Give them a call for your bail bond services at 777. That's the last 4 digits. I did that wrong. It's 936-760-7777. Lucky 7 bail bonds. It's time now for the SoundBitesNews.com gig guide. And I always get excited when we get to the middle of the week because that's when really things start to pick up around here. You know, there's not a lot going on Monday, Tuesday. Well, Wednesday is when things start kind of picking up around here. And now it is Wednesday, April the 13th. The Corner Pub has Find Your Inner Hippie with the Folk Family Revival. Definitely check them out. Corner Pub, Folk Family Revivals here in downtown Conroe. Red Brick Tavern has, I missed one. Do-Si-Do Big Barn has Anna Popovich Band. Do-Si-Do Cafe has Chris Barron. Game On Sports Bar has Mike Ito. Main Street Crossing has the Black Lilies, and Swanee's Grill has an open mic with Chuck Collins. Thursday, April 14th, Backwoods Saloon has got one of the better open mic nights in the area. Tomorrow, Backwoods Saloon. Corner Pub has Farland Jams. Do-Si-Do Big Barn has the East Texas Ramblers. Do-Si-Do Cafe has Andy McKee and Mootloo. Check out Andy McKee. I own a couple of his singles. He is an acoustic guitar phenomenon. Andy McKee there with Mootloo. Main Street Crossing has Shiny Ribs. That's going to be a good show. 19th Hole has Tribe Hill. Papa's and Spring has John Loring. The Red Brick Tavern has songwriter spotlight, Austin Meade and Buck Yeager. On Friday, music starts to pick up with Backwoods Saloon has Groove Bone. Baker Street Pub in the Woodlands has Breakfast at Tiffany's. The Corner Pub has Zach Walters Band. Do-Si-Do Big Barn has Delbert McClinton and Clay McClinton. And the Do-Si-Do Cafe has the Dirty River Boys with Strange Town. Main Street Crossing on Friday, the Fab Five, one of the best Beatles cover bands or tribute bands around. Red Brick Tavern, Summer Ashley. Oh, there's my information, Miss Summer Ashley. One of my favorite guests, such a sweetheart. Miss Summer Ashley, check out her and her band there at Red Brick Tavern this Friday. That one bar is going to have Space Monkey on Friday. Saturday, Acadia Bar has Mach 4. Backwoods Saloon has Cadillac Blues Band. Boogie's Bar and Grill has the Coleman Brothers. Concert Pub North has a Kiss tribute band with a Dokken tribute band open for them. The Corner Pub has Nick Versosa. The Do-Si-Do Barn has Sarah Kelly. And the Do-Si-Do Cafe has Mike Zito. Main Street Crossing has Wayne Hancock. Max Place has Loud Love. And 19th Hole has Vermilion Whiskey. Papa's on the Lake has Heated Friendly. Parrot Pub has Sugar Ball Express. And the Red Brick Tavern has Doug Kent. On Sunday, the Acadia Bar has Navajo with the Bright Lights. Now, I also have something to add to the gig guide. It's some of the artists that have supported IRLoneStar.com for benefits in the past and have supported Cadence Hope, like Jared Starrett, who's playing this Saturday at the Montgomery County Fair at the Sippin' at Sunset tent. I played there last Saturday. He's playing there this Saturday. Check him out. Aubrey Lynn is going to be at Saturday on the 16th at Brodigan's in Tomball. Brodigan's Bar and Grill. Go on Facebook and find that out. Kyle Park is going to be at Big Texas Dance Hall Friday, April 22nd. Pam Tillis is going to be here at the Crichton. Pam Tillis, June the 4th, and on June 18th, Asleep at the Wheel right here in Conroe. I will be Thursday, tomorrow, at Weston Lakes Country Club for a little barbecue they do in Fulshire, Texas. Friday, I'll be at the Creekside Creekwater Cookers barbecue tent on Friday. And on Saturday, I'll be at Thousand Trails out there in Willis. So check us out and do everybody a favor and get yourself some live music action on Facebook or wherever it is. Friend somebody. There's your SoundBitesNews.com gig guide. And I'm going to leave you with the song. I think it's going to be my closing song pretty much every day I do this. Because it's a good song. I like my songs. Sometimes. Some of mine. I like this one a lot. And I guess I'll wear it out and I won't like it so much. But you only get one life. This I know. Better make the best of it before you go. Once you're gone, you leave it all behind. Right now is all we've got till the end of time. So love your brother and take care of one another. Don't let the devil bring you down. Put a smile on your face. Life is not a race. Make your mark, but save some grace. All you get is one time around. Yeah, all we get is one time around. Well, these times are strange, but they're bound to change. Just keep your head up and hold on tight, 'cause there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a way out of your trouble. So love your brother, take care of one another. Don't let the devil bring you down. Put a smile on your face. Life is not a race. Make your mark, but save some grace. All you get is one time around. Yeah, all we get is one time around. Well, these words that I sing, they all have a pretty ring, but they don't mean a thing unless you love your brother, take care of one another. Don't let the devil bring you down. Put a smile on your face. Life is not a race. Make your mark, but save some grace. All you get is one time around. Yeah, all we get is one time around. Yeah, all you get is one time around. Yeah, all you get is one time around. Well, that's my show, and that's my song. I'm not on iTunes yet, but you can check out my music on iTunes. We've got Rick, the Reluctant Cowboy, coming in just a few minutes, spinning all the best in traditional country music and some Nashville stuff. Hopefully not some Florida Georgia line, but, we'll settle up with that later. You have a good day, and I'll see you again next week.